Peace and blessing to the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Shalom, shalom, in this mighty feast day, the feast of dedications. All right, get into our spirit of our mighty forefathers, man, who totally rebelled white society, man, because that's what it was. They were rebelling against white society, white supremacy, if you want to use it in those terms, man. All right, so we're about to do a video, man, through the spirit, man, on that. But I want to show some quick pictures real quick, if I may. All right, so just to get in that Maccabees spirit. All right, tell me if we live.
Yeah, we live.
All right, come on. Let me see.
I just put it on mute though.
Okay, go all the way. All right, come on. All praises. Yeah, so hey man, shalom to all the Akim and Akhwas out there in this world, man, celebrating the mighty feast day. I know some, brothers probably celebrated already or about to celebrate it while we coming off it. We coming to the closing. It was a mighty feast day, a lot of challenges, of course. Lighting these candles up was a beautiful thing, man. And we just praying that, us brothers and sisters may stay on fire according to our faith, man. According to our faith, I pray according to our faith that every brother and sister out here, elder and elder lady out here, may stay on fire to their best ability. It's trials and tribulations we're going to always have to deal with, but we have to look at our mighty forefathers and how they moved. They had times where they kind of slowed the pace down and then they speed it up again, man. That's what this race is. It's a race of endurance. You slowed it when you feel like you're worried, when you feel like you can't do it no more, the Most High give you extra spiritual strength to keep going in this hard bondage of this world that we live in today, man. And this is the spirit of Maccabees. Real quick, give me Galatians chapter 6. All right. Give me Galatians chapter 6 real quick. And I want a specific verse. Let me get there. Go to Galatians 6 and start at 8 on down through the spirit.
This is the book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 8. For he that soweth.
For he that what?
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption.
Right. He that sows to the flesh shall reap corruption, man. All right. And this is why, when we post on the community, some of the Maccabees, AI, of course we use the AI, some of the pictures, and we put, what do we put? Remember feast of dedication and rage war with your flesh, man. Because that's the new entity. Well, it's not new. It's nothing new. Ever since Adam, that was one of the curses that we all were subjected to, the flesh, man. All right. Before Adam fell, it was the spirit that led the flesh. After Adam fell, it was the spirit, it was the flesh that led the dead spirit until we got awakened into this truth, man. Remember feast of dedication and wage war with your flesh. Like our mighty forefathers waged war with the enemy, man. All right, they sanctified and purged the temple, right? Use what happened in the past and apply it today. But this war that we're in today is our physical enemies, but also our carnal flesh as well. All right, so go ahead.
But he that soweth to the spirit shall of the spirit reap life everlasting.
Right, go ahead.
Verse 9. And let us not be weary.
And let us not be what?
And let us not be weary.
When we slow our pace down?
And let us not be weary.
The Most High will put a spirit on you to pick up that pace, man. All right? Because this is a race of endurance. You don't think our mighty forefathers, the Maccabees, Matthias, and his 5 sons, you don't think they wasn't worried, confused every once in a while, trying to figure out what's the next move to make to defeat this massive empire? So our main topic today, as we're going to go into it, is the lie that Benjamin, Yanahu, I can't even pronounce.
Benjamin Netanyahu.
Netanyahu.
Right.
Right? Which shows you they don't know the actual Hebrew because they got the U's in it. You know, that's that modern Yiddish / Hebrew, man. Or the Aramaic Hebrew, man. The actual original Hebrew was the Canaanite language that even the Bible, go to Isaiah 19 real quick. You know, because like I said, there's a lot of wars and a lot of battles based off theology and doctrine. But even the scripture says that first of all, we're not going to speak our full actual language fluently because that's Bible prophecy. He said he's going to renew you. He's going to give you a pure language again, man. Right? So that shows you we ain't going to fluently speak, you know, the Laswan Kadash like that. Not to go off topic, but just to pull this out real quick. Go to Isaiah 19 and 18 real quick. Baba Cashapp.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 19 and verse 18.
Uh-huh.
In that day shall 5 cities...
Shall what?
Shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of...
Speak the what?
Speak the language of Canaan.
Uh-huh.
And swear to the Lord of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction.
The city of what?
The city of destruction.
So the language, our actual original language would be a store, but not in a fluent type of way where we fully got restored of our heritage dealing with the language. And we see that according to prophecy, Zephaniah, it speaks of it, man. That we're going to be restored the full language of the actual Hebrew, but that language, according to history, even it was the Canaanites had it, right? And the Canaanites, the Lord just put it on these specific race of people. You know what I'm saying? Because before the Tower of Babel, everybody spoke one language, and that one language was actual Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? The Canaanite, now everybody has separate languages. Give me Genesis chapter 11. Everybody has separate languages when the Lord divided all the languages, but some kept the actual original language, man. And it was restored back to Abraham. Right? All right, so we miss me with all that other madness, man. Miss me with all that other madness with the U's. Benjamin, you're not a U. Right? Now we scoffed his name. That's why I put it on the thumbnail. You know, most brothers, we don't say Benjamin Netanyahu. We say Benjamin yet not a Jew. Right? So that's a proverb and a byword we use to explain this devil, because we're going to show how this brother or this demon Benjamin, you're not a Jew, is lying on Almighty forefathers and their story. We're going to show you through the spirit of Mashiach Kamalak Yahweh Shah. What did I ask for?
Genesis 11.
Yeah, Genesis 11, and we're gonna go to where they confuse the languages at. You gotta go there.
Genesis 5.
Yeah, go ahead.
11, 5, and the Lord came down and sees us.
Yeah, go ahead and bring it.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 5. And the Lord came down to the city and the tower, which the children of men builded.
Children of what?
Children of men builded.
Yeah, the children of men is building this. So the children of men, we see one kingdom, and what they made it out of? They made it out of, let's see what they made this kingdom out of. Go real quick to verse 3.
Verse 3. And they said, this Genesis chapter 11 and verse 3. Mm-hmm. And they said one to another, go to, let us make brick.
Let us make what?
Let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone, and slime they had for mortar.
Slime, they use mud, right? That's the works of men. That's the kingdom of men. Mud, dust, bricks, right? Hey, the kingdom of heaven is spiritual stones, diamonds. If you look at the kingdom that's coming with the 12 gates, it's made of sapphire, rubies, precious stones out of the earth, versus what man builds, slime, bricks, stuff like that. Keep going. Go back to where you was at.
I'm going to start at 6.
Yep.
Verse 6. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language.
And they all have what?
And they all have one language.
They all had one language at one point, man. Throwing the Adam Empire all the way down to Noah, they had one language. Up until the pride of man, which they, up until the pride of man building their empire with slime, right? Because they ain't nothing but slime balls. Hey, the Lord said, all right, let me go down and confuse their languages, right? So go ahead. Was that it?
Oh, no. Mm-hmm. And this they began to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them.
And now what?
And nothing will be restrained from them.
Mm-hmm.
Which they have imagined to do.
Right. So the Lord knows, man, why he do certain stuff, man. All right. And he's going to restore back that very language back to us. So the Canaanites had the actual language. And we truly believe that. Right. And the Lord's going to restore. He's going to restore that language back to the nation of Israel because it was theirs in the first place, man. Right. And I just wanted to touch on that real quick because we're not fully in our heritage right now in these days. All right, we're not fully in our heritage. You got to remember that Jeremiah 17:4 speaks of it. We're not fully in our heritage, man. We're not going to have fluent language of the Hebrew. But we do have, according to prophecy, and we have curses that we got more prayers in the name of the Lord. Things that really is very important to have according to prophecy, which is Isaiah 19. Now I can just mention. We're going to speak the language of Canaan, and one city will be called destruction. All right. When our mighty brethren today throw prayers, we throwing prayers in the ancient Hebrew of curses of destruction of this place, man. All right. And knowing the name of the Lord. Give me Joel chapter 2 and verse 32. Knowing the name of the Lord in the Paleo Hebrew is very highly important as well, man. So the important things we ought to know in these last days when pertaining to the actual Hebrew. Go ahead.
The book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered.
Shall be what?
Shall be delivered.
Shall be what?
Shall be delivered.
Shall be delivered, man. So knowing the actual name of the Lord, it ain't Jesus, God, none of these English Germanic words, Greek words, but it's the actual Hebrew, man. All right? Because if you go back to the Roman ancient world, they wasn't calling Yahweh Shai, they wasn't calling the Lord even Jesus. They was calling him Isu, right? So if you want to be technical, his name the Romans wasn't even calling his name Jesus. They was calling him Isu. That's far from J, because J was invented later on in the 1500s. So that's a very new name, man.
Yeah, even if you look at it, 1611 King James, you don't see Jesus.
Right.
Now I say that's probably one of the reasons why they don't want to deal with the 1611.
Right. That's my point.
You don't see Jesus, man.
That's my point.
Now I'm saying you don't see Jesus. You see Isus.
Isus, man. If you go into the Greek letters, go into the Bible dictionary, and get into the Greek word, it's always Isu. This is what the Greeks and the Romans spoke if they spoke of a man named Jesus, so-called. But his name to us was always Yahweh Shai. Right. Joshua's name was always Yahweh Shai. It's the same name, man. All right. So let's get into it through the Spirit. Was it? Yeah, read that over, Baba Cashapp.
Right. So the book of Joel, chapter 2 and verse 32. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, and as the Lord hath said, and in the remnant,
and in the what?
And in the remnant whom the Lord shall call.
Hey, it's the remnant. The remnant is the only ones on this planet that will be saved in the last days, man. All right? You got brothers falling out the truth. You got brothers, sisters coming against the doctrine that they was once, wholehearted, attached to. All of a sudden, now you coming against it, man. So a remnant is a very small amount of people, man. Large in Israel, but small unto the world. All right. So we're gonna get into the Maccabees. So we're gonna show how this man is literally lying on the Bible. All right. Now, just to show you these pictures real quick, just to get in that Maccabees Feast of Dedicated Spirit. These are some of the video pictures brothers pulled out. Now, this is supposed to be Alexander. And it has a quote right here about Alexander before he died. It says, many modern historians and scientists believe that Alexander the Great was likely buried alive. His body didn't decompose until 6 days, that's spiritual, after his declared death. It is theoretic. He suffered from Guillain-Barré syndrome, GBS, which leaves one completely paralyzed, but of some mind and consciousness, man.
You sure I look up that symptom?
Yeah, you can look that up. It's GBS. Yeah, it's like Guillain. Yeah, man. And this devil literally was buried alive. So he felt that's what hell. That's a condition of hell. He's literally buried. He's buried. That's a judgment. That's a hell judgment right there. He's buried. He's buried in the damn dirt. He's alive, but he's dead at the same time. He can feel everything, but he's paralyzed. It's kind of like when a spider or a snake hits you with its venom. You're paralyzed. Your body is paralyzed, but you can feel everything. Right? You can't box with Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. All right, give me Maccabees. You could find it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go ahead and read it up.
So basically, GBS is that's an acronym for Guillain-Barré syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
Guillain-Barré syndrome is a rare autoimmune disorder where the immune system attacks the peripheral nerves, causing sudden tingling, weakness, and numbness, often starting in the legs and spread upward, potentially leading to paralysis. It's usually triggered by an infection, and while serious, treatment like IVIG and plasma exchange help, but most people recover with rehabilitation though it requires urgent hospitalization for monitoring breathing and heart function.
Now, mind you, scientists and historians do say that he was sick off of specific STD that was ignored and not a medical procedure.
Because when you think about HIV and AIDS and whatnot, that's an autoimmune situation. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Shut your immune system down.
And we know when you look at history, Alexander the so-called Great, hey man, he was a homosexual, man.
Yep. He's a homosexual, a full-fledged homosexual that conquered the earth, man, and put that spirit on everybody. All right, so go to First Maccabees, chapter 1, real quick. and start at verse 2. Well, yeah, you can read verse 1 as well.
This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 2.
I'll read verse 1.
This is the book of Maccabees, first book of Maccabees, chapter 1 at the top. And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian, who came out of the land of Chittim, had smitten Darius the king of Persian and Medes, that he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece. Verse 2, and made many wars, and won many strongholds, and slew the kings of the earth, and went through to the ends of the earth, and took spoils of many nations, insomuch that the earth was quiet before him.
Right, the earth was quiet before Alexander the Great. All right, everybody submitted to the Greek fashion because they was the dominant one society. Like you see the so-called Europeans today, everybody is quiet, and they when they walk, they tippy-toe around the powers that never be, right? Because their power is strong, man. They got the weapons, they got the military might, they got the dominancy over all kingdoms and all nations. So we see that same Alexander spirit amongst the spirit of the European nations today, the powerful nations today that everybody bowed down to. All right, go to Revelation chapter 13 real quick. So he only had a 12-year, standpoint where he lived and dominated and died. And 12 is very spiritual, man. All right. Hey, the so-called Haitians fought the French and many other entities for 12 years, man. That's a spiritual number. This damn devil Greek, Alexander the Great, died on the 12th year, man. He only ruled for 12 years. He died his 12th year, but he only ruled for 12 years, and on the 12th year he died, man. That's spiritual, man. All right, give me a verse real quick. I think it's verse 4.
This book of Revelations, chapter 13 and verse 4. And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power unto the beast.
And they worshiped the dragon, which gave power to the beast, man. Go ahead.
And they worshiped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast?
So the same spirit of the so-called Greeks and these different military might that they had around that time. That was what they were saying about the Greeks. The people of society, the inhabitants of the world were saying, who can go to war with this man? He's unstoppable. And now you fast forward today, that same Alexander spirit that smeared all over every European nation, and their dominancy and their might, their technology, their AI, their weaponry, all the stuff they got today. You have the people in this society saying the same thing. Who can go to war with this beast, man? Go ahead. Was that it?
Verse 5. And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies, and power was given unto him to continue 42 months.
Right. So there you have it, man. And this referring to the last days, man. Right. The little horn, which is so-called America today. This is that beast. And this beast, everybody is saying today, who can go to war with him, man? He's unstoppable. He's cunning, right? He's powerful. So let's continue, man. So we're gonna get into the Maccabee spirit. So these are some of the pictures. Now, if you look at some of these pictures, we line up more with the Maccabees than even outside of the color. We haven't got to put the color involved, but we match to the T. We match more of the Maccabee story than the funky Jews, so-called Jews, small hats of today, man. They don't match the story of the Maccabees. Right? Now, for instance, this right here. Give me first Maccabees 1 and 11. Just to show you how much we match the actual scriptures, man. They don't match the scriptures. They can talk about it all they want, but they don't match it. Right? Go ahead.
This book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 11. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men.
Wicked who?
Wicked men.
Wicked man came out of Israel. Right? Why? Because the Israelites were following the righteous path, even though they were being overtaken, but wicked man came out of Israel. Do we not see that? Do we not have Negroes that'll throw his whole race under the bus just for his own good, his own glorification, right? Just so he can build his own empire. Me and Akin were just talking about it not too long ago, where we was talking about all these men that these so-called celebrities and these people that try to represent so-called Negroes today. They go out and they destroy the image of the so-called black man or black woman, right? And we saying black man, black woman because majority that was dealing with, you know, this situation was the Southern Kingdom. So you got Negroes today who are celebrities that destroys the black image by playing these dumb movies of a woman cheating on a man,
right?
Of a brother having, you know, homosexual activity while he's married. Like I can't stand a lot of these black movies because they always show a wicked lifestyle, man.
Eve sleeping with Esau at the job.
Yeah, Eve sleeping with an Edomite at the job. Like for instance, one of the top men that love to put a bad image upon the so-called Negro. I can't stand this nigga, man. Salaki. I can't stand this guy. All right. Tyler Perry.
Right.
Tyler Perry got rich off throwing our people under the bus by destroying the image of our people. Oprah too. Oprah got the same spirit. These are wicked men who came out of Israel, man. That's totally, you know, involved themselves into the Greek fashion. Right? Like every woman that I did like back in the day, once they went on Tyler Perry movies, they destroyed their image.
Right.
Like even the actors destroy their image when they deal with Tyler Perry, man.
Right. And then,
like what's her name on Love and Basketball?
Oh, Sanaa Lathan.
Sanaa Lathan, bro. Sanaa Lathan had a different type of spirit that people used to love back in the day. She was smooth, beautiful sister, and once she went, after she went on that Tyler Perry movie, I couldn't look at her. I never looked at her the same, man. Yeah. She destroyed her image and she destroyed Eve's image, man. These people don't care, man. These are wicked men who came out of Israel. All right, so let's continue on. Oh, give me 2 Maccabees 4 and 15. So what you see, this is like a cartoon figure with I think it was like the Proud Family, and it's showing.
You said 2 Maccabees 4 and 15.
15, yeah. It's showing right here, just in the spirit. It's showing how our people got into this Greek fashion, man. If you get into some of these black fraternities, Salaki, these black fraternities, man. Most of these fraternities, Salaki, all of them, all these Greek fraternities, they are all in this Greek way. They glorify the Greek customs, man. That's where it came from. So when you see all these black Negro gatekeepers that's literally surrounding us everywhere, you know, they represent the old customs of our wicked forefathers that came out of Israel to do wickedness. Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 4 and verse 15. Not setting by the honors of their fathers, but liking the glory of the Grecians.
But liking the glory of the Grecians.
That's the ball.
That's the ball. Like that. See, this is what we see this today. You go to any black fraternity, you go to any black college,
right?
They're gonna have these fraternities there, man. They want to make sure that your souls is abominable, man.
Right.
Go back to First Maccabees real quick.
And real quick,
Yeah.
and with them Greek fraternities to get initiated, hey man, you gotta do sodomite stuff, man.
Sodomite stuff. You gotta do the little divine serpent dance. You know, you gotta do the like the guy have right here, the two horns above his head. You know, or two. You know, he got both his hands above his head making the horns. You got the pyramid. Oh, you see this? You got the two horns. One guy's is you know, throwing up. All these different symbols, man, represent something, man. They teach with their hands and feet, according to Proverbs, right? So go to First Maccabees chapter 1 again, and then read what I wanted. Read verse 48.
Verse 48 is First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 48. That they should also leave their customs.
That they should what?
That they should also leave their customs. They should. That they should also leave their children uncircumcised.
Okay.
And make their souls abominable with all manner of uncleanliness and
profanation. Yeah. Nah, that's what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? Because what we see here today is the so-called white man want to make sure that the Negro has no connection to God and his power. In order to do that, he's got to make sure his soul is abominable. Make sure he's fully cut off of his power. How do we do that? By doing sodomy. How do we do that? By showing no integrity. How do we do that? By eating swine's flesh. By giving his people up, giving them a bad name. You know, all these things, man, through the Spirit. All right. So we match more of the book of Maccabees and the story, the history of Maccabees, than the so-called small hats. The small hats don't match it, man. So let's go find out. Let's see this dude. And these some of the pictures right here, man. You know, dedicating yourself in these feast days, man. All right. So let's get into it real quick through the Spirit. All right, we're gonna go. I want y'all to hear this video, man. I want y'all to hear this. All right, hear this devil speak. Can you hear me? Hear this devil speak. Yeah, come on. All right, so let me see. For some reason, I'm on mute. So let me
play the video and then
all right,
I'll let you know if it's playing.
All right, so let me see. For some reason, I'm on mute. Nah, you would have heard it. Salaki, let me go back. Let me clear it up real quick. Salaki. I did some. So Salaki real quick.
You see it playing back, right?
Hold on, me. Forgot I put something, man. Forgot I put something, man. I'm gonna put media. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. All praises. Yeah, technical good. Salaki.
That wanted to. I said, Mike, that we are.
All right, so we're gonna get into it real quick. Salaki for the technicals. Now this is Benjamin. You're not a Jew, man. We'll never give him his proper name because he's the devil.
That's right.
Now, one thing I want to show in this is the menorah. All right, the menorah is already off, man. All right, there's nowhere in the scriptures where you can find 9 candles rather than 7. Yahweh Shai, even in the heavens. Yeah, give me Revelation chapter 1 and 13. Even in the heavens, it's always 7 candlesticks, man. It's not like these dudes be making stuff up, adding stuff to the word, lying on the Bible. That's all they do, man. And they are allowed to lie on the Bible. That's why the Lord said this is the chief enemy. They have taken somebody's whole culture, rearranged it, and made it something that's not even in the scriptures, but yet everybody believe it. Oh, these are the Jews. These are the Jews. Everybody has more honor for the fake Jews than they do for the actual real ones.
That's an example of them being quiet.
Yeah, oh, come on, man. Bring that out.
That's an example of them being quiet because they're not willing to just tell the damn truth, man.
That's right.
Y'all not the real Jews, bro. They're not these people in the media, these celebrities, these actors, actresses, they just lockstep with Esau. You quiet.
Quiet.
Hey, we not quiet.
We ain't quiet, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody quiet.
Right.
Like I remember Kanye West during, his shaking the hand on this music system. He said black people are like the housekeepers of America because nobody say nothing. They see everything, but nobody say nothing. That's what housekeepers do. See all the madness, but don't say nothing. And if one say something, they all try to rebuke him. All right, so that's
like we get rebuked.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, King.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 1 and verse 12. Verse 12. And I turned to see a voice that spoke with me. And being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks.
Oh, but it was 9.
I saw 7 golden candlesticks.
All right, so they missing. The Lord is missing. The Lord must be going off according to the Jewish man, because the Lord, in the midst of heaven, got 7 candlesticks, but these men on the earth got 9 candlesticks. Go ahead.
Verse 13. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and a girt about the paps with a golden girdle.
See that? So there's nowhere in the scriptures you're going to find 9 candles, man. And they try to lie, say that was represented the extra day that they sanctified the temple. Let's stop lying on the Bible, man.
Right.
All right. So we're going to hear this man. We're going to hear this man speak, and then we're going to do a response to what he's saying.
Fighting today, the battle that the Maccabees fought. They fought for the survival of the Jewish people and the Jewish faith against an enemy that wanted to extinguish us, wipe us out from the face of the earth. We were fighting our battle, but we were also fighting the battle of civilization, because our civilization is based on the Judeo-Christian tradition. And if the Maccabees had failed, there'd be no Judaism, there would be no Judeo-Christian civilization, there would be no Maccabees, there would be no United States, there wouldn't be the civilization of freedom, the respect for our common traditions, our common values. All of that would not happen if it weren't for those 5 brave brothers. They actually made the whole difference. So that spirit animates these brave soldiers that are here today, and their comrades are fighting in Gaza or in Lebanon or in Iran, wherever is necessary to not only preserve the Jewish nation and the Jewish state, but preserve civilization against the barbarians. The barbarians are out there. They did a horrible thing to us on October 7th. They'll never do it again. But they're doing it against Jews in Sydney and Jews elsewhere in America and elsewhere. This is our common battle against the barbarians. We have won it here. We're winning it here. We'll win it everywhere. Chag Sameach, Chag Chanukah Sameach L'kulchem. Toda rabba lachem. Toda rabba. I said, Mike, that we are...
All right, man. We about to break this down, man.
Right.
That is complete madness. Everything that came out of this dragon's mouth, man. Right. That was nothing but breathing fire coming out of his mouth, man. and we about to extinguish it through the word and the water of the Lord, man. All right, go ahead and bring it up.
Right. So if you notice, no scriptures.
Not all.
You like the Maccabee stories is right in the Apocrypha. You ain't reading out of nothing. So first off, we're gonna bring out Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 20. To the Lord and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. You know what I'm saying? There's no light in this man. He's just speaking out of his rear end, man.
That's right.
You're not even giving the true story. We got the story. The Apocrypha is
Right.
available for everybody to watch. But you speaking some madness. That's not even in the story.
He's a great example of how Christianity teaches the Bible.
Fighting today,
All right.
the battle that the Maccabees fought.
He's a great example of how Christians read the Bible. They stand on the pulpit and they use metaphors about the scriptures. They create their own proverbs about the scriptures when not even actually getting into the scriptures. That's Christianity, man. You know, I grew up as a Christian, man. That's all I used to hear. They'll read the book of Daniel, going to the account where Daniel was thrown into a lion's den, and they'll metaphorically use that and say, you know, he'll read the book of Daniel, and they say, "Oh no, Salaki, let's go somewhere further." He'll read one of the five, or one of the four. He'll read the four beasts. He'll read a prophecy about the four beasts, right? And then they'll spiritualize and say, the four beasts, represents, you conquering over these different, like this madness, bro. They'll find different ways to spiritualize something when it's just actual prophecy, man.
Right.
That's what I mean. Daniel was in the lion's den. Now we'll use that to edify and build up, but we also had to put it in context too, though, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean. So we're gonna break down this devil and all the stuff he said, because none of that stuff he said the Maccabees fought for humanity. We're gonna deal with that first. Give me first Maccabees, chapter 1 and give me 2 and 10. First Maccabees 2 and 10. Let's see what Matthias felt about humanity, right? But let me play him first.
Fought for the survival of the Jewish people and the Jewish faith against an enemy that wanted to extinguish us, wipe us out from the face of the...
Who is your enemy? Because the enemy you talking about today, your physical enemy are the Arab countries.
Right.
The Maccabees wasn't dealing with no damn Arab, man. They wasn't the dominant society, man. Who were you talking? Who are the Maccabees? Who were the Maccabees going to war with, man? It wasn't no damn Arabs. The Arabs was probably involved. I will say that, but they was not. And I repeat, it was not the dominant society that Israel was fighting against at all. It was Europe's. It was them, the Greeks, to be specific. All right, so go ahead.
This is the book of First.
Salaki. Let me play him, and then once he get there, I'll let you read.
We were fighting our battle, but we were also fighting the battle of civilization.
Right. So according to this devil, he was fighting the fight for civilization. All right. Let's see what Matthias says about humanity, societies. Right. Go ahead and bring it up.
The book of First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 10. What nation? What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoils?
Hey, Matthias, in the spirit, he said, man, he looking at all the abominations that's going on in the land of Israel, and what he say? Hey, man, what nation did not rob Israel? So how in the hell our mighty forefathers, the Maccabees, Matthias and his sons, was fighting for humanity? This is what we mean about just adding to the scriptures, man. Right? Give me Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 2 real quick. These people are madness, man. And this is what the so-called small hat man do. Right? And he get away with it, man, because why? He's the man on the power seat. The small hat used Babylon to push a small hat reality.
Our civilization is based on the Judeo-Christian tradition.
To push a small hat reality, man. That's it, man. And so now we in we are in the small hat's head now, and all his plans and his way of thinking and his way of thought process is now on a majority of the Western world. All right, because they pushed some of the lawmakers of America. They pushed this. What he mentioned. The Christian, the Jewish Christian type of mindset we see today, man. It's madness, man. So go ahead, King.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4 and verse 2. Ye shall not add unto the word which I command you, neither shall ye diminish aught from it, that ye may keep the commandments of the Lord your God, which I command you.
Right, and we clearly see that this man broke one specific law, was bearing false witness. Right? He lied on he lied on our mighty forefathers and said they fought for humanity. It's a damn lie, man.
Right.
We just read Matthias get in the spirit and shakes the hand at Israel's society by saying, what nation did not rob the Israelites, man? Every nation on the planet robbed Israel. There's probably some nations that has lesser of an offense, but for the most part, everybody got robbed because they all indulge into the spoils. Whether you actually touch the spoils or not, those spoils is in every hand of different nations, which by default, every nation robbed the nation of Israel, man. Right? Even if you go into, the book of Joel, go to Joel chapter 3 real quick. Everybody robbed the nation of Israel, man. Jeremiah, so-called weeping prophet. Look what he says about all these different nations, man. Let's go there real quick, and then you can hit that one.
You said you want Joel?
Yeah, Joel chapter 2. No, chapter 3, Salaki. I think it's like 5 or something. But look, let's read this. This is Jeremiah chapter 2 and 14. Is Israel a servant?
Right.
Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? Right, man. So that's a common theme in throughout the prophets, man. Throughout the books of the prophets, they always crying about the same thing. That's similar to why we crying today, right? You had Ezra who cried to the Most High and says, why do we not have inheritance with the world? How long shall we endure this? Right? So, hey, the books of the prophets, they always cried the same thing that Matthias was crying about, man. Right? The destruction of Israel, right? And everybody robbed us, man. Everybody got some of our stuff in their hands, in their possession. Even us. And there's Israelites in every country upon the earth, man. So even us, you possessing us, and whoever got us in your possession, the Most High, by a long shot, is going to destroy you, man. All right? So it's like we are the curse to the earth, because you having us in possession is going to cause a holy reaction for the Most High to perform his wrath upon that particular kingdom, nation, or people, man. And that's what Christianity, nor brothers that believe that heathens can be saved, do not understand nor have common sense to understand, man. All right, go ahead. I think it's Joel. Yeah, go to Joel chapter 3 for sure.
Oh, you said 3 verse 5. Okay, come.
Yeah.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 5. Because ye have taken my silver.
Yeah, taken what?
Because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it into your temples my goodly pleasant things.
My goodly pleasant things. Now, the African world stole a lot of Yahweh Shai stuff, or Yahweh stuff, right? The Roman world stole majority of the Lord stuff, right? If you go into the Vatican, man, I know damn well the Vatican got 1,000 of stuff, the calendars, the all the mighty things they took out of the temple and ransacked when they ransacked Jerusalem in 70 AD. They got multiple stuff, and they put it, in the Vaticans and in all those areas.
You think about when Columbus came to the Americas.
Yep.
How much precious silver and gold that was in the that the Taínos was had and stuff
But we want to mainly target on the inheritance of the original stuff that we had. Where is that? Where's the menorah? Where's the giant menorah that was setting in the temple? Right? Where's the Urim and the Thummim at? That the priest, the high priest Aaron and his sons had, man. Right? Where's it at? Where is it at, man? Where's the Ark of we know the Ark of the Covenant, the Most High here, all praises. But where's everything else at, man? The diamonds, the rubies, right? Some of Solomon's stuff, David's stuff. Where's it at, man? These devils got it. Even that word Vatican, if you look at it in the actual language, it means divine serpent. Who is the divine serpent according to the Bible? Revelation chapter 12. So go to Revelation chapter 12 and verse 2. This is who the divine serpent is, man. Even the temple in the Vatican is shaped as a damn serpent, man. And these are all the people that everybody follows. Who will make war with this beast? Nobody. The only one that's going to make war with him is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, because we can't even go to war with these individuals. All right? Go ahead.
This book of Revelation chapter 12 verse 2.
Yep.
This book of Revelation chapter 12 verse 2. And she, being a child, cried, travailing in birth.
I think it's 3 then.
Verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
Another what?
Another wonder in heaven.
Another wonder in heaven. Right? So this is a wonder. This dude's look. There's many wonders that the Most High placed upon particular people. Right? For instance, us. The scriptures, give me a Deuteronomy real quick. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 46. The curses that's on us is a wonder to the nations, man. Right? Because people look at us like, man, they go into some of these neighborhoods. They look how Jake moved, how destroyed our people are, and it's a wonder to the nations, man. They in awe, they in amazement of how, how much of a state, of a lower state we in, man. It's a wonder to them. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 46. Book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 46.
Mm-hmm.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Right. So you got. So when people look at so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, and in a lower state that they're in today, it's a wonder of how cursed they are, man. It's like, man, the God cursed these people, man. It's a wonder. Like, we are in the mindset of a European man. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have an eternal second-class citizen ticket to be down, to be in servitude. All right, that's it. That's in the mind. They don't see nothing higher than us being a second-class citizen for eternity in their own heads, man. A slave of slaves. All right. Was that?
Revelations.
Oh yeah, go back to that. Salaki. Yeah. So our curses is a wonder, right? So, like I said, the Vatican means divine serpent. I just want to bring that out, and we see in the scriptures they wondered after the beast. Go ahead.
This book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven.
Another what?
Another wonder in heaven.
Right. Now, these people wonder over the dragon, the divine serpent. When they see it, They wonder, man, look how powerful this man is. Look how majestic this man is. Look how white this man is, man. Everybody, look how all our people want to bleach their skin. And all this stuff happened during the Maccabees. This is just a reenacting. This is just a rewind, a review of what happened to our mighty forefathers and our wicked forefathers and foremothers that was in the time of the Maccabees. They wanted to be Greeks rather than Israelites. Go ahead.
And behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head.
Right, and this is why they wonder at him. They wonder at the power that this devil got, man. All right, so let's keep pushing though, man. So that's one lie we caught out of this devil's mouth. The Maccabees was not. They did not fight for humanity, man. The Israelites today, we are not fighting for humanity. We are fighting for the nation of Israel. That's all, and that's it. Matter of fact, it was humanity that was coming against them.
Right.
Look, let's prove it. It was humanity that was coming against them, right? Go to 1 Maccabees 1:42. This dude is mad. What he's a great. This is one of the great kings of Amalek, man. Like, go put your mind in the spirit of the scriptures and look at how Amalek was moving. The kings of Amalek was moving back in those times. He's moving just like these devils, man. But now he hijacked the Bible and made the shield of the Tanakh and Torah as though they the actual people, man. If you got any type of heritage of the Israelites today, you are not the people, according to Jeremiah 17:4. Because the true biblical Israelites do not have none of the heritage. We've been absolutely wiped out. Go ahead.
This book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 42. And everyone shall leave his laws.
Everyone should do what?
And everyone shall leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
So when the Greeks roused up against Israel, they had a confederacy against them. They had a confederacy against them, man. And we see that throughout the scriptures in the Maccabees. Every time the Greeks came over there, they got all the neighboring nations to come out to come against Israel because there was a rebellion in it. There was a rebellion in the damn plantation in Jerusalem, right? So everybody was persuaded to go into the ways of the heathens. This is where you go into the New Testament, and by the time you go into the New Testament after a certain amount, I think it was 400 years, after the Maccabees, Yahushua comes into the world, and it's a Roman Greco world, man. You got Gentiles who are Israelites. You got uncircumcised that Paul mentions. Why is he mentioning it? Because these are the actual Israelites. You can never know that unless you get into the Apocrypha. Why? Because the book of Maccabees shows of the warfare of how the bloodline descendant Israelites became Gentiles, became uncircumcised. Right? Give me a 2 Maccabees 6:6. They was forbidden to be called a Jew. It was illegal. It was illegal to be called a Jew. Hold on now. He mentions Maccabees where it was actually legal to be called a Jew, but yet this devil claims that he a Jew.
Right.
And look, he got authorities to help him if anybody come against that term Jew. They call it what?
Anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitic, man.
So-called,
man. Which that's madness in itself, because there's more Shemite people, because that's what they using the term. Instead of Sem, they're using the term Shemitic. There's more Shemitic people than a so-called Jew. All right, Elam is from Shem. Shem. You got damn Moab. Ammon. You got many nations that came from Shem, but they, kind of formed that and coined it to where they are only Semitic. This is what I'm saying. They have added so many stuff. All right. And the Most High in these last days is going to make him swallow up everything that they put out. So,
that's right.
go ahead, Ken.
There's the book of 2 Maccabees, chapter 6 and verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days.
It was lawful to keep Sabbath days.
Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days and ancient feasts, or to profess himself at all to be a Jew.
Why is these people called Jews? Why is people, are we talking about, look, when we say we Jews, anti-Semitism. When they say they Jews, everybody exalts.
Right.
Hold on now, you mentioned the Maccabees and the warfare thereof. We got to mention the whole thing, homie. You got to mention everything.
Right.
It was illegal to be called a Jew at one point. And in the spirit, we still get scorned just for instance, let's prove our point. Let's prove our point. Kanye West get ostracized because of what?
Because he went against Amalek.
What did he say though? He called himself a Jew.
Yeah.
Right? And he even add the fake Jews with it. He said we all Jews. They didn't like that. Kyrie Irving. Look, just all he did was post a documentary. Didn't say nothing, no breakdowns to it, not speaking against it, not speaking for it. Just put it on. Hey, it was a whole uproar in the sport community.
Especially for Kyrie Irving, because he's very influential.
He's very influential.
He's very influential, so they can't have that, brother. You know what I'm saying?
And when you get into Kanye West, Kanye West just added that we were Jews like them. He didn't even say they ain't Jews. Hey, Kyrie Irving didn't even say they ain't Jews. He just said we are a Jew. He said I can't be anti-Semitic when I am Semitic myself. And he got ostracized. Why? Because when we say we Jews, in the spirit it's illegal, and we can see it on a physical level, man. When they say they so-called Jews, they get exalted. They get funded by many different organizations and systems, right? So let's continue on with the madness that he's speaking so we can just dismantle these lies, man. Because that's what the so-called Jew. Matter of fact, give me Revelations 3 and 7, because that's 3 and 9, because that's exactly what he's doing right now. Through the Spirit, man.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 3 and verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan.
I will make them the synagogue of Satan. All right.
Which say they are Jews.
Now, mind you, there's no black man that owns no synagogues. So that's a telltale sign in the last days as well. We don't own no synagogues. All right. Go ahead.
Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews.
Which say they what?
Which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Right. Those men and women today that's keeping the word. Now notice he said the word of his patience. Hey, we are prisoners. We are prisoners of war. We are prisoners of hope. And one of our main hopes is that we are patiently waiting for the Most High to put all these nations in captivity and to recompense the Israelites for all the destruction that every nation has put upon them, man. Read that again. That last sentence is mighty, man.
Right. I went on to verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
This word is the word of his patience. Hey, the scripture says in Apocrypha, hey, woe to them that lose patience.
Right.
Hey, this word and this truth and this walk is a walk of patience, man. You can't do the rabbit and the turtle race, man. You can't be the rabbit flossing on the speed that you got because you're gonna burn out, man. You're gonna burn out. You gotta be like that turtle behind the rabbit. Yeah, he see the rabbit, he moving fast, he clowning, you know, he know this, he know that, he moving like this, and everybody's kind of fascinated of how fast he moving, but then he forget that the endurance matters more in a race than the actual speed. Right? Go ahead.
I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
I also will keep thee at the hour of temptation,
which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Come. Yeah, man. So Lucky. Dudes keep calling me. All right, so let's go back and break some of this down. And like I said, I just want to break down some of the points that he made, which wasn't no points at all. He's speaking out of his belly, man. You know, like on a biblical level, the worstest people to break down scriptures is not even the Christians. I would say the so-called Jew, man. But hey, these are the worstest people to break down scripture. They even if you just break it down to Tanakh or Torah, they the worstest, man. I never hear no just total, just immaculate breakdown, that the small has said out their mouths. Yeah. Break down the revelations. I never heard it, man. I've been around these dudes, man. I went into some of they services when I was dealing with the so-called small hat man, prior to me waking up to the truth. And I'm glad I did, because when I went in there, I seen the racism for sure. That's just off rip. Like the rabbi, when I remember I said something, it was only a group of people. It was probably like 8 people in there, and I had made mention. I said I had made mention of after 70 AD during the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD. Where did everybody go? Where did all the Jews run to? What was their escape route? Do you know what this man told me, man? And not just me, everybody in there. And Amalek was all up in there. He literally said, a mass majority of people of the Jews ran, and they left. He says once they passed the Jordan, they went into deep Africa. Oh. It was quiet in the room, and all I'm seeing is frowns from the men of so-called Jewish descent. You know what I'm saying? Because they knew, whether he knew it or not, they knew. You messed up, right? You know what I'm saying? How can over 1 million something Jews flee into Africa and not be and not have no records of that account? Stop lying on the Bible, man. It was Negro Jakes that ran into Africa, right? And another thing he told me, I was telling him another time, do I need to repent? And he said, no, you ain't gotta repent, man. For what? For what? And he probably saying that based off he thinking I'm a Gentile. You know what I'm saying? So, these are, like I said, these people are the worst when it comes to breaking any type of, breakdowns. They the worst. They the worst. That's why in breaking scriptures down. Period.
That's why they deal with the Talmud.
Yeah, that's why they deal with.
That's their book.
That's their book. They can break down the Talmud better than they break down the Torah or the Tanakh, man. And that's terrible, man. So let's continue. Salaki on the rant.
The earth. We were fighting our battle, but we were also fighting the battle of civilization, because our civilization is based on the Judeo-Christian tradition. And if the Maccabees had failed, there'd be no Judaism. There would be no Judeo-Christian civilization.
No. That's where you completely wrong. If the Maccabees failed, there will be no Israelites. Right? There will be no Israel. Israel will be completely wiped out. If the Maccabees fail, there will be no Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? If they fail, but and look, if they fail, there wouldn't be no temple, and it wouldn't be Yahweh Shai. Because what we have to realize, what the Maccabees did, they set up a platform for the prophecy and the Messiah to come. That's what they did. You know what I'm saying? And if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't be a lot of different things pertaining to Israel. And that's it, man. Damn, I know damn humanity. It wouldn't be no humanity. Judaism. What the hell is Judaism, man? Judaism is just something they didn't. Yeah, Judaism is very new. That's Babylonian new. All right, Judaism really came after the Babylonian captivity. They kind of, some of the actual Jews just put together some stuff and it created Judaism. Like I said, man, you have to go into the history of a lot of these things that they talking. But this is why, like I said, if you look at the King James, the 1611 King James, King James authorized these men, these scholars to put the Apocrypha inside of the scriptures. Now, where he put it at is very spiritual, because he put it between Maccabees, which is the last book of the Old Testament, and the New Testament, which is Matthew's. Right? Let me bring that out real quick. This is the last. I'm gonna tell you how spiritual the men that are King James that stamped and approved, and then the men that wrote translated the scriptures from Hebrew to Greek, or whether Hebrew to, I think it was Hebrew to English. I think it was said as Germanic language first. Cause I know you had a Geneva Bible and things of that nature, but I don't know if the Geneva Bible actually got the Apocrypha in it. But King James, no, Salaki don't. They didn't support the Apocrypha, and that's why King James put it in, the Bible, the scriptures. So the 1611 King James Bible, the Apocrypha is in the scripture, or in the Bible. But what's spiritual about it is the fact that it's between Malachi and Matthew's. Why? Because it's based upon the Maccabees. The Maccabees invasion, 400 years later, Yahushua pulls up, and when he pulls up, it's a Greco-Roman world. Gentiles, heathens, you see more uncircumcised, all these terms that Paul and the apostles use in their scripts, in their writings, in the letters to the churches. These are terms that came from the Maccabees.
Right.
You guys know?
And then if you look at the feast days, a lot of the feast days is based on the feast days and memorials is based on the Maccabees.
Right.
Feast of dedication, feast of Nicanor, day of Simon. Several of them
right.
That was a very important time in the Israelites' history, man.
Yeah, it's like what?
So to take that out, hey man, that's nefarious, man.
That is. It's like why? It's like why would Yahweh Shai mention the Feast of Dedications? Like if the Apocrypha and Maccabee was so irrelevant, why would he even mention the Feast of Dedications? In the book of John. Let me bring this out real quick through the Spirit. Let's see where it's at. The temple. Yeah, Khan. This is John chapter 10 and verse 22. It says, well, let's go up. Verse 21. Others said, these are not the words of him that has a devil. Can a devil open the eyes of the blind? Right? So you had different Israelite communities that was separated off of what Yahushua was bringing out and some of the actions that he was doing, right? Like we see today, based off different doctrines and things of that nature, you got different groups that's coming against, you know, the doctrine of the Lord, man. One believe in this, other believe in that, and they were look at this, verse 19. There was a division, therefore, among the Jews for these sayings. See that? So there's divisions like we see today. You got brothers that left the actual biblical truth and went and started preaching, you know, Old Testament only, or, you know, God or Yah only. You got other brothers, you know, hey, all people can be saved. Like none of this stuff that people are saying now. All of a sudden, like I said, it's a new gospel. You got new gospels coming. New gospels is being birthed every day, man. And that's what was going on in the Maccabees as well, man. It was a new message being brought to the people every day. You know? So let's continue. But look at this. This is the main point I want to show. This is where you at? Yeah, go ahead. John 10 and read verse 22.
This book of John, chapter 10 and verse 22. And it was at Jerusalem.
At what?
It was at Jerusalem. The feast of dedication.
The feast of dedication. Why is Yahushua mentioning the feast of dedication? Why is the apostle that wrote John? Why is John the Revelator mentioning the feast of dedication, man? Go ahead.
It was winter.
It was what?
It was winter.
Is it winter today?
Yes, it is.
Like, why is he mentioning this, man? Why is he mentioning this? He's showing the importance of the Maccabees and the Feast of Dedication, because it's not in the Torah, but it's in the Apocrypha, man. These are stories. That's one mighty feast day that the Most High showing honor right here. He was showing honor to this. Why? Because he knew it was of the Lord that created this, because this created that platform that I was talking about for the Messiah to, you know, finish these, well, not finish, but pursue these prophecies that's talking of him. Because the temple was made through Nehemiah and all that. We got to consider all the stuff that happened before that. These are stones that's being added to this spiritual temple. Matter of fact, let me pull that out, because that's a mighty scripture. Go to Ephesians chapter 2 real quick. And I think it should be like 17.
Ephesians chapter 2 and 17.
The prophets and the apostles.
And came and preached peace unto you, which.
Nah, let's keep going down. Right towards the end. These are all stepping stones. Everything our forefathers did was all stepping stones. Whether it was the Greek and Maccabees wars, you know, whether it was Solomon building the first temple, you know, whether it's Abraham going into the land of Canaan. These are all stepping stones, man. Right? These are all stepping stones that was building this spiritual temple, man, that we in these last days are supposed to rededicate, man. All right, go ahead.
Maybe 20.
I think it's 20.
And are built upon foundation.
Yes.
Okay, this is the book of Ephesians, chapter 2 and verse 20. And are built upon the foundation of the apostles.
And are what?
And are built upon the foundation of the apostles.
The apostles who represent the New Testament. Go ahead.
And prophets.
And what?
And prophets.
The prophets will include the whole Old Testament, so called. So you got the first, you got the New and the so-called Old Testament, and these are all stepping stones to build this spiritual temple. Go ahead.
Yahushua Mashiach himself being the chief cornerstone.
Right. So everything from the time of David, from the time of Solomon, all right, from the time of Abraham, from the time of some of the kings of Judah, you know, to the times of Elijah, to the time of the Maccabees, to the time of Daniel in the captivity of Jerusalem. These are all stepping stones. Matter of fact, even go to Matthew chapter 1, it mentions all the generation that was in Babylon, man. So you have to include all this. The Maccabees must be included because Yahushua himself is honoring the Feast of Dedications to the point where John the Revelator had to mention it, man. Go ahead.
And real quick, if that's a cut for Christians who say the Apocrypha is not canon, it's not scripture.
Right.
Why is who the word called Jesus? Why is he celebrating the Feast of Dedication?
Right.
They'll be, where do you find the Feast of Dedication? Yep. Where do you find that custom? That's in the Maccabees. And the
Maccabees is where we find uncircumcised Israelites at.
Right.
Right? They were forced to not circumcise their kids.
Right.
They was forced not to follow none of the customs. So you fast forward 400 years later when Yahushua pull up and you see Israelites that's called Gentiles and uncircumcised, it makes sense. It's not too far-fetched. Real quick, just read Matthews 1:17 to 8. Yeah, it is 17.
This book of Matthews, chapter 1 and verse 17. So all the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations. And from David until the carrying away into Babylon are 4 generations.
Mm-hmm.
And from the carrying away into Babylon unto Yahushua are 14 generations.
Right, so they just showing the different points, right? Because the first kingdom that was set up according to the prophecy dream that Nebuchadnezzar had was what? It was the head of gold, which represented, the golden age of Babylon. All right, so that was the top prophecy, and then it starts scrolling down into the Persians, and then the Persian enemies, the Greeks, and then the Romans. Right. So now, if we look at real quick, I just want to show you how critique, it was for them, the people to translate it and put it between Malachi and Matthews. Is another point. This is Malachi chapter 4, Malachi 4 and verse 6. And verse 5, behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the children and the heart of the children to their fathers, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. So right after this, a 400 period is missing. He said, I'm gonna send Elijah the prophet, who came in the form of John the Baptist, turn the hearts of the fathers to the children and the children to the fathers, right? Which we can coincide with the prophets that wrote the letters of old and the apostles that wrote the letters of new, that all coincide with each other, building that spiritual temple, right? Look at this. He says, lest I come and smite the earth with a curse. He said, man, look, if that was it though. Like, what happened before Matthews even appears, where it says Matthews 1:1, the book of the generations of Yahushua, the son of David, the son of Abraham. Like, what happened between Malachi and Matthews? This is why when you read the King James 16:11, the Apocrypha is right in the middle of that, referring to the time of Maccabees, because that's where the change starts at, man. That's where the Roman Greco understanding, mindset, customs, and reality that Yahushua steps into the scene. It makes sense. Then you got different so-called groups, so-called Israelite groups with Greek, whether Greek names. Timothy, he had a Greek name. Bartholomew, Greek name. You had them, the Alexandrians was a council of a group council of so-called, well, not so-called, but you had they was from Southern Kingdom Jews that was in Grecian, that they had Grecian councils. The Alexandria you see in the book of Acts. That's another thing. Where can I find in the Old Testament the Alexandrians. We know that there's an actual literal place in Egypt at that time that was called Alexandria. When Yahushua ran to Egypt, what community he was settling in? There were Jews there, man. It was called the Alexandrian community, where it was nothing but Jews there keeping the laws and had synagogues and stuff. It wasn't. He didn't go to Egypt to learn the mysteries of Egypt.
Right.
I hate when I hear that, man.
Yeah.
The book of the book of the dead. He didn't go to that.
Yeah, they'll say he went to all these different provinces.
Yeah,
learned their ways.
he went to Elam. He went to the East Indians and learned and learned how to be an avatar to elevate himself into the seventh heaven. And it's just madness, man. All right, so we come here to expose these lies to the spirit, man. Salaki for the rent, man. So look, all right, so let's go back. So we're gonna let's critique a little more, and then we're gonna cut out. Like I said, hearing this dude boiled my spirit up to say something, man. So we're gonna respond to this.
There will be no Judaism. There will be no Judeo-Christian civilization. There will be no Maccabees.
Now, Maccabees is a lawyer Christian that fully support the so-called Jewish small heads. Now, this devil made mention in 2017 on a radio show, a Christian radio show, when he was referring to all the topic was based off all the shootings that was going on by the police brutality, so-called Judites or so-called Negroes that was getting killed all through 2017 to I would say 19, where people the top persecution of police brutality would they say was George Floyd. So in the midst of all these killings, he was on a radio show and he mentioned some of these police that's getting what was like basically when they don't get charged, they'll kill a Jake and they don't get charged for it. Now he had made mention of an old bill that was passed back in the 1800s, and he said, man, what's the dude name? It just passed me right now. But there was a guy that there was a former slave that tried to fight for his freedom, and he went to the highest courts, the federal courts, and he got denied. And in that denial, he made the federal courts made a law that there is no rights that a white man need to respect. There's no rights that a black man has that a white man need to respect. And it mentions the Gadites as well, Native Indians and the so-called Negro. I can't think of the dude name, but y'all, if y'all know history, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. He right at the tip of my tongue. I just can't. The Dred Scott, the water Yahweh Shem Yahweh. Look up Dred Scott case. The Dred Scott case. He tried to fight for his freedom, and he went to the highest level of court, which is the federal court. And in return, they made a law and said there is no rights that there's no rights of a black man that a white man need to respect. That's still in the books. So he was referenced Maccabees, who he mentioned, and he probably sitting in the crowd. Maccabees and his racist butt. He said, well, when talking about all these police brutalities, he said, well, the Dred Scott case was never really closed. Meaning today, there is no rights of a black man or a Hispanic man or a Native Indian man that a white man needed respect. That's basically what he was saying in layman terms, according to law. So, like I said, these devils, look, man, this is another point. The Maccabees fought white supremacy. That's another point. Because white supremacy didn't exist up until Alexander the Great. It was a melanated world. until Alexander came about, the Greek freak, right? So that's hey, are you fighting white supremacy? No, you fighting Arab supremacy, right? And really, the Arabs be minding their business, man. I don't know what, like, in their mind, in the European mind, the boogeyman is the Arabs and the Russians. But they always, yeah, like for instance, when they killed Saddam Hussein, what was the myth that they put on him? Oh, he got the weapons of mass destruction. We gotta pursue them and kill him, right? The weapons of, there's only one race of people that ever released weapons of mass destruction, and that's so-called European man, not the Ishmaelites.
This is why Esau does the things that he do, because Esau always has to have another nation be
a boogeyman, a bad guy, yeah,
to justify the terrorism that he does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So when you think about Benjamin Netanyahu and his army and stuff, they have to attack the Palestinians because they are the boogeyman in their damn mind, man.
And that goes, like, I don't know, like, if we can reference a specific movie, Scarface. Scarface was in a restaurant, and he said, "You made me so you can point the finger at me when y'all the true villains, man."
Right.
You know, I actually want to, let me see if I can pull that out.
There would be no,
because that was too mighty to the spirit. But let me see if I can pull that out. Salaki, man. Scarface in the restaurant says, "You made me the villain."
Scarface in the restaurant says.
Let's pull this out.
I hear you fools. What's wrong with you?
I'm not hungry.
You're not hungry?
You even know about the trial?
What did you order?
Let's go. I'm going straight to the point, man.
Sleeps all day with them black shades on. Wakes up with a cold.
This is the main point. Now, mind you, he's playing a northern kingdom. You know, he's playing a northern kingdom. Was a Manassite, and this is the mindset. This is a Manassite for sure, man. He's playing him. He's an actor. All right, go ahead.
You're all a bunch of fucking assholes. You know why? You don't have the guts to be what you want to be. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So, what that make you? Good? You're not good. You just know how to hide, how to lie. Me, I don't have that problem. Me, I always tell the truth, even when I lie.
And see, that's Israel, man. Israel gonna tell the Salaki for some of the language, but just to make the point, man, that's Israel, man. He tell the truth even when he lying, man. Because we're not made to lie, man. We're not, this, like, all this stuff is against the laws. And the laws is a part of our DNA, man. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says we're wise to do evil. Like like he was saying, like, look, I'm an evil dude, but y'all the devil though. Y'all hide your evil and lie. He said, hey, even when I'm lying, I'm telling the truth, man. Because you can see, it's like, oh man, this dude, we know he doing. Like, Jake loved to be flashy. Jake loved to show himself off, and he ended up getting caught over that. But the Edomites, hey, They act like the saints. They act like they have done nothing on this earth. Like this man, the small hat community is the forever victims, like the elder always said. They are the forever victim. They will always, until Yahweh Shai pull up, they will forever be a victim. Right? So let's continue, man, through the Spirit.
The respect for our common traditions, our common values, all of that would not happen if it weren't for those 5 brave brothers. They actually made the whole difference. So that spirit animates these brave soldiers that are here today, and their comrades or fighting in Gaza or in Lebanon or in Iran, wherever.
Now, another point is this: he's talking about the soldiers, the small hat soldiers. Now, they got this huge prison in Israel where they house a whole bunch of Arabs and mainly Palestinians. Now, there was an uproar a few months ago about some of the actions that some of these soldiers that got these Palestinians in captivity, in jail, prison. There was an outrage, it was an uproar and outrage about some of the stuff and actions they did. They raped a man. They show it. They hiding behind their shields. They hiding behind their shields, and they stuck, a baton in his rectum. You know what I'm saying? And some dudes had their way with them. These are so-called small hat soldiers, man. Sodomites. And that's another thing. If you want to mention the Maccabees, well, why don't you mention when the Maccabees, destroyed their own communities, or they destroyed the Israelites because they had Greek ways. Well, why don't you talk about that? Let's get there, matter of fact. Let's go to First Maccabees. One thing, like for instance, in Jerusalem today, they got a area called Pink City in Jerusalem, and Pink City is a community of LGBT. It's not. I don't hear nobody, none of the authorities running up over there and slaying a damn sodomite out the land. That's against the laws, man. As I say, these people, man, they just make up stuff as they go and want to use the Bible to solidify their wickedness. All right, so let's all right, so give me real quick. Let's see here. Start at, all right, go to First Maccabees chapter 2 and 41. 43.
This is the book of First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse.
Or it's necessary to not only.
Now when the time drew near that Matthias should die, he said unto his sons, now have pride and rebuke gotten strength in the time of destruction and wrath of indignation. Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers.
Right, give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Go ahead.
Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall you receive great honor and an everlasting name.
Right.
Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation? So
he mentions the forefathers. But Salaki, I want to show real quick where they purged the area. And I think it's, let me see here. First Maccabees. Salaki, the father of the symbol. Okay, go to First Maccabees 4 real quick. Because one thing about it, they purged the land, man. Like Israel today, that's not in the truth and that's in wickedness. There's no way. I mean, some the Lord gonna definitely, call out, and that's why we got to do the work regardless. But as a whole, there is no way Israel can be restored on this side of the earth, man. Like they need to be purged by way of the sword on in so many levels, man. And yeah, that's what it is. Cause even like when a dog get caught and say a wild dog is out running reckless, he got rabies and he got all that stuff. You know, they have to put him down. You have to put them down. Why? Because they've been fully contaminated with blood. That's why the Lord said, "Don't eat blood, man." All right. Man, I'm looking for that specific scripture where they go against. Go ahead, King. You guys say something real quick.
Yeah, King. Yeah, so yeah, you know, these people, you talking about these small hats. These are some nefarious individuals, like we read in Isaiah 8:20. You know, nothing that this man has spoken is from the scriptures. You know, he's just speaking out of his vain thoughts and opinions and whatnot, his vain belly. You know, and it means nothing. And you know, I bring out the classic. You know, ultimately, you know, these people are not the Jews, man. They have no business being a part of our custom. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna read the classic in Revelations 2:9. Book of Revelations, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation. These small hats are not going through tribulation. Now I say they living lavishly. You go to any damn city in America, they living at the top. Right. They living at the top. They living in the best neighborhoods. You know, they're secluded from everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know thy works in tribulation and poverty. These people are not impoverished, man. Look at this dude. Look at that so-called menorah, man. That's what you see in the screen. Hey, man, that's probably made out of fine gold, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I know that works. That GMO damn menorah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. See, the real Jews, we're not rich people, man. Now I say it's grievous. It's grievous in these last days. Even in this mighty memorial, man, brothers got to go to work, man.
Right.
You can't really be in the spirit the way you really want to because we in this damn place, man. You know what I'm saying? I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan, man. And this is these people, man. These are the synagogue of Satan. You know, even when you look into the history, the Maccabees fighting Greeks, man. This wasn't white on white so-called a war, man.
Right.
This wasn't damn Russia fighting Ukraine, man.
Right.
This was so-called black Hebrew Israelites.
So-called.
Fighting. These was black Hebrew Israelites fighting white Greeks, man.
Right.
This is what was going on. You know,
right.
And all the fashions of this damn people is the same spirit is in Esau today. The same spirit is in these fake Jews today. You know what I'm saying? These Jews, a lot of these Jews, they're homosexuals, man.
Yep.
Just like the Greeks, man.
Yeah, they definitely got that Greek type of spirit.
They're homosexuals. They're into pederasty. Like there was a video of this Jake. He called him out. He called out Amalek. He's like, yo, look at, let me see your phone. Now I'm saying Amalek had a picture of all types of little girls on his phone. Yo, delete them now. He said, delete them pictures now. These are in New York City.
Now look at that righteous spirit,
right?
That Judah has when he see some wicked stuff like that, man. You know, goddamn little girl pictures and all that stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? So real quick, and this is why I say, like, for the most part, there will have to be a purge of Israel in itself. Because not all Israel is Israel in the spirit. Well, we're saying in the spirit of the fact that you got a lot of Israelites in Greek fashion and Roman fashion, and they exhort that more than actually being Israelites. They despise being Israelites because you got to keep laws, you know, and the laws is grievous in Babylon mystery Babylon. If you ain't zealous for the law, like Matthias told his sons, you gotta be zealous for it. If not, the law gonna be grievous here. All right. So look, let's go real quick. Well, first one I want to go to is go to First Maccabees, chapter 1. Right? Like I said, this dude don't match the scriptures, man. You saying something that don't match you. That's like me telling somebody else another man's story and act like it was mine. It's crazy, man. You know, oh yeah, man, you know, and then you find out when the actual real one comes, like, yeah, that's my story.
Right.
You know, like, for instance, this is a perfect example. What's that movie with Rocky, right? Now, Rocky, he's supposed to be the greatest boxer in the movie. You know, and everybody exalted him. That was the first white boxer there was, but it wasn't in reality. It was in the theaters. Yeah. Right? They made him the greatest. They had a statue as the greatest and all that. Now, he got a reward. This is back in the early 90s. He got a reward over that movie. And then out of nowhere, Ali pop up. And he kept saying, you stole my story. Wow. You know what I'm saying? That was funny. And he was shocked to do, you know, because, you know, Sylvester Stallone, he over there, you know, trying to talk about, yeah, you know, I did this movie and all that. And out of nowhere, behind the curtains, you know, the real one pop up. The real greatest pop up. And he said, hey, but you stole my story. And then, he, you know, Sylvester Stallone, he tried to play it off as though he didn't play, you know, he tried to play it off, try to act like he was boxing and all that. Like, that brother Ali will knock your head off, man. Stop playing, man. This is why, you know, there's definitely conspiracies about Ali being, you know, poisoned to get that certain syndrome that he had before he died. That's because he got, matter of fact, they were saying he got, before he started shaking and all that, he had took this little vaccine that they wanted him to take. And then they say all of a sudden he just started, you know, his mind started deteriorating. And then they try to blame it on boxing. You know, so, you know, hey, there's always stuff behind the scenes, man. Because one thing about our people, you know, like Ali was very boisterous, you know what I'm saying? But he was right about a lot of stuff, man. And he fought for our people. He didn't throw our brothers in the bus just because he's a celebrity now. Right. He exalted, he shook the hand at white supremacy. You know, something that these new boxers and dudes, that's like what's his name? Floyd. Floyd would not represent no Israelite community at all, man. At all. Floyd is a mark when it comes to things of that nature, man. He don't support black.
Right, and
he don't support nobody.
And that Negro is out here, you know, in Israel.
Oh, y'all forgot about that.
I stand with the Israelites.
I stand for the Jews. Yeah.
I'm on the right side of history.
Yeah, I'm on the right side. No, you're on the wrong side of history, according to biblical prophecy. You might be on the right side right now, but you're on the wrong side of history according to prophecy, man. And like I said, these are the people that will be purged in the last days, man. They'll be purged out the earth and rebirthed into the kingdom of heaven, you know, as babes. You know what I'm saying? According to the scriptures. Yeah. All right. So give me First Maccabees chapter 1 real quick. And then go to go to 10. No, go to First Maccabees chapter 2. And then you can start at 19.
Come on. This is the book of First Maccabees, chapter 2 and verse 19. Mm-hmm. Then Mattathias answered and spoke with a loud voice, though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him.
Do what?
Obey him.
Right.
And fall away every one from the religion of their fathers. And give consent to his commandments. Yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers? Mm-hmm. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances.
Right, so drop down to verse 23.
Verse 23. Now when he had left, speaking these words, they came one of the Jews.
They came what?
They came one of the Jews in the sight of all the sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment. Which thing, when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled.
Right now, if this man was a righteous man, Benjamin, yet not a Jew, if he was a righteous man, he'll go over there in Jerusalem, which he at, and arrest every individual that's in Pink City. If he was a righteous Israelite, a real one, right? But he ain't nothing but a devil, man, and adopted that name, Benjamin Netanyahu, whatever his name is, right? He adopted the name because if you look at his name, his original name it goes back to, a Slavic, Germanic language. All right, so keep going. Yeah, so this was a Jew. This is the first purge that started, where the Maccabees division between the Maccabees and the Grecian Jews. That turned. It was like, hey man, you know what? Can't beat them, join them, right? Don't ever have a spirit where you say in your head, if you can't beat them, then join them,
Right?
Because you just lost the war right there, right? Go ahead.
Right. Verse 24. Which thing, when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled. Neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment. Wherefore he ran and slew upon the altar.
And then what?
He slew upon the altar. And the king's commissioner, who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down.
See that? And all people weren't playing, man.
No.
All people was not playing. They throwing down altars, wicked altars, man. That's like us, man. That's like the Most High put a spirit on us, to break down wicked altars. Let me give you an example of some of the wicked altars that we see today. If you see rappers and they in a concert, they rapping, they got a big Moloch star and damn Luciferian, that's an altar, man. That's an altar, right? The Christmas tree, all that stuff on they're on stage. They throwing the pyramid sign, all that's an altar, man. The gift don't say the gift don't sanctify the altar. The altar sanctifies the gift. So while they using the gift that the Most High blessed them with, they're not sanctifying the altar, man. The altar is wicked, and that gift is wicked. But if the altar is righteous and holy, then that gift will be righteous and holy, man. Point blank, period. One more, and then we're gonna cut out. Matter of fact, so that was a purge. There's a purge that's coming. There must be a civil war on a spiritual level and a physical one when the Most High put that spirit on the Israelites, the righteous ones. That there's going to be a civil war purge of all these wicked Israelites that love drugs, damn slandering their brothers, gang banging and hating and murdering their brothers. Got all the strength to fight your own brother, no strength to fight your actual enemies. Exalt their money, love their mammon, hate the law, love just grace without law. All this stuff we see today, all the madness, man. The Lord's going to purge this place pretty soon, man. So we're going to cut out. Matter of fact, matter of fact, I just want to show this because he mentioned something about America. We'll show that.
There'd be no Judaism. There would be no Judeo-Christian civilization. There would be no Maccabees. There would be no United States. There wouldn't be the...
There will be no United States. That's what I wanted to touch on real quick, man. This dude is raping and robbing the scriptures, man. He said there will be no United States. So if the man... Salaki, man. So basically saying if there was no Maccabees in that war, there will be no United States, man. What is the United States? What do the Lord call the United Snakes? Give me Revelations 18, man. So basically, Revelations 18, which they don't believe in the New Testament anyways. So they don't know who Babylon is, but Babylon is in the Old Testament too. You can't get around it. The people will flee out of Babylon and say, let's go to Zion. That's in the Tanakh, man. What are you talking about? Our people, our forefathers did not fight for no damn America, man. Go ahead and bring it out.
You want Revelation 18 and what?
Start at 3.
This book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication.
Go start at 2.
Verse 2, book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen.
Okay, so if the Maccabees fought to build America in the future, why are the apocalyptic angels fighting to destroy America? Why are they chatting the destruction of America in the spirit? Like I said, man, these people are the low bottom of the bottom of the top of so-called humanity. Go ahead.
Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils.
Of who?
Of devils. And the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird.
Vultures, eagles,
right?
Falcons,
owls.
Do we not see the spirit of a falcon in there? The spirit of an owl today. They call them nocturnal. It was nocturnals. They move upon the night, man. They can see clear as if it was the day. Their eyes are like them, their eyes like magnifying glasses. They can zoom in of a small prey and they attack. An eagle does the same thing. A falcon does the same thing. Right? It feeds off the weakness, moves in the darkness, and prey to the weak. Right? This is what it says, the foul, all the unclean birds, they move in that spirit, man. They move in that spirit. Go ahead. Read that over, man. That's cold.
Right, man. This book of Revelation, chapter 18 and verse 2. And he cried mightily.
Civilization of freedom.
And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen. It's fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. He said hateful birds.
Hateful birds.
You know what I'm saying? Eagle is a hateful bird.
Yep.
Falcons are hateful birds.
A dove is a gentle bird.
Right.
A harmless bird. That's why he says, be harmless as a dove.
Right.
But an owl, that's a violent bird. That's a hateful bird. It moves in the night and they can see clear. Right? Matter of fact, even out here in California, some of the elites, when they have their little wicked festivals over there in, what they call it, the Grove, I forgot what it's
There's a lot of Jews in that area.
Yeah, it's a northern California area, but it's called the garden, the Grove Garden or something like that, man. I can't remember it as right now. But over there they got this big statue of an owl while they do their little sacrifices and
you're talking about Bohemian Grove.
The Bohemian Grove. There you go, right there. And that's in Northern California, man. The Bohemian Grove. They got this huge owl just standing there, and benches and altars all around, that with a lake right there, man. These why? Because it's the spirit that they possess, man. Evil and hateful birds. All right. Good. What is, matter of fact, what is not nocturnal? You can look that up. That's like
Nocturnal,
ones that
like
dwell
that-
at night.
Yeah, they like night creatures.
Yeah, let's bring that out real quick.
You want to get that definition?
Yeah, we bring that definition out. And we're going to close up after this. But, hey, man, Tawada Yahweh Shemel Shai, hey, death to the lies and slander of our mighty forefathers. Rise, O Israel, in these last days. Hey, man, we woke, man. And I pray we all may stay woke, man. You know, I pray we all may stay woke. Don't go back to the world. Don't go following strange and lustful doctrines, right? Don't go to none of this stuff, man. Leave, like, hey, all these doctrines that's flying all over the place. These are hateful birds, man. These are evil spirits that's trying to persuade you into bending and bowing the knee to another doctrine, a new gospel. You don't need to do it, man. Go ahead.
So this is the definition of nocturnal creatures. Nocturnal creatures are animals active at night.
Active at night, man. They move through the night. Esau moves through the night, man. Mm-hmm. He's always representing darkness. All the whole music industry represents black darkness. All videos now, every time you see a music video, it's always in the dark, shadows. The brother or sister got all black on, blood in the background, you know, damn, a murderer, serial killer in the shadows. You know, matter of fact, I remember there was this one brother, he was highly involved in the music industry, and he had made mention because he said he went to he was a bodyguard for, you know, high-ranking celebrities, and he said behind the stage you always seen a woman with a look like a witch. She had long dress on, like they say she had like a all black wedding dress on, and she used to always do her little sorcery behind the scenes. Right, but like he had mention of Beyonce. He said Beyonce always had it was like a witch in the background where they doing spells while she performing. We don't know, like I said, man, we don't know how evil really is, man. It's being revealed every day. So go ahead.
Nocturnal creatures are animals active at night, sleeping during the day, and include well-known examples like bats, owls, raccoons, foxes, hedgehogs, opossums, and moths, utilizing heightened senses, sight, hearing, smell, and adaptations like they adapt
to the night, man. They adapt to the night. So when you possess that spirit as an Israelite, when you're the children of light, give me 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 real quick. If you adapt yourself into the night, if you take on that spirit, then you adapt yourself into that night, and your senses is on height pertaining to the night rather than the light. You pertain to the night and darkness rather than the light and the rays and the beams of the light, man. All right, you want to get your senses high in the light and in the day, and not in the night and darkness, man. All right, when you do, you possess Esau's spirit. So go ahead and
1 Thessalonians which one?
Chapter 5, real quick. You know what I'm saying, and then we'll cut out through the spirit. So start at 4.
The book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5 and verse 4.
Yep.
But ye, brethren, are not in darkness.
We are not what?
Are not in darkness.
Right. We don't have spirits of nocturnal creatures. We don't have that spirit, man. Our senses are not heightened in the dark. Our senses are heightened in the light. Go ahead.
That day should overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light.
You are what?
Ye are all the children of light.
So everything when it comes to light and day, our senses are high upon, man. or it should be. You know, that's that when they let, you know, in the world, Jake like to talk about high vibration. Ain't no high vibration like you coming into the truth, man, and looking at this word with the Father of lights, man. Walking with the Father of lights. Your senses become high in that. Go ahead.
Con. Ye are the children of the sorry, ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness.
Right, we ain't the children of the night nor of darkness, man. This is a race of people versus another race of people. Right? And all like, if you want to be technical, the whole Bible is based off Esau and Jacob, good and evil, Esau and Jacob, and societies in the middle. And whoever dominates the earth, they follow. So Esau is the end of the world, and guess who all follows him? All society. Jacob is the beginning that follows. Guess who will follow the people in rulership in the world to come? They're gonna follow Jacob. They're gonna live amongst the customs of Jacob. They're gonna abide by the laws of Jacob or the laws of Moses. Everything that pertains to Jacob, because the world gonna be inhabited, controlled by the children and sons of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right, the authority of Yahweh Shai, who will be the King of kings of the earth. Right, that's why King Herod was so mad when the wise men came to Jerusalem and said, "We're looking for the King of the Jews." Hey, that man, he was furious. You talking to the so-called man that was set up as a king over the Jews, and these wise men said, "Hey, man, we coming to see the King of the Jews." So it's like saying, "Hey, we coming to see the King of Kings, because you ain't nothing, homie." So that was like a spit in the face for them to be that bold. But go ahead.
Yeah, Khan. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober.
Let us watch and be sober, man. That's your senses being heightened by you being sober and not drunk with the poison and you know, Kool-Aid of Babylon or any other nation, man. Because our people done drunk so many different wines. They damn near drunk. They drunk. You got the Islam wine, a lot of our brothers is drunk with. You got the Western mindset, Greco-Roman mindset drink. They just sharing all these different drinks. You got the conscious movement, which will relate to the shadows of Egypt, the old glories of Egypt. It's a lot of drinks out here, man. But stick to the one drink, which is the Lord and his wisdom, man. So with that, I want to give all honor and all praise to Yahweh Shem Shai, all the mighty brothers. Be safe out here on the highways and byways, bringing it out, shaking the hand, and staying on fire to our best ability. And I stay in the spirit in these last days. Sisters as well. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.